Good afternoon. Had a great conversation yesterday with one of my assistant managers, trainers. One of their clients was walking out the door and kind of talking about dating stuff and relationship stuff because I'm trying to understand what's going on in this new world. I have a son that's 25 and a daughter that's 23. Uh, I'll be married 26 years at the end of this year, and I have a lot of young guys that come talk to me, and a few young sisters. The gym that I'm the general manager of is connected to a ladies' college, and a lot of the female students and some of the faculty come in the facility. And a few times, some of the students have had some questions for me because they know the ones that I know that I have a daughter about their age. And in this discussion with my good buddy, good friend, and my friend's client, it it came up about emotion and being emotional. And I want to say this, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. I'll be 60 this year, and what I'm coming to understand is that there's different lanes for everyone. There's a billion lanes for a billion people. And something is in the air about what is masculinity, what it is to be a man, and everything that falls up under that. Here recently, or just last year, and over the last 2 years, Kevin Samuels came to be and then passed, and his platform shined a bright light on what is going on with male and female relationships on different levels, from a financial level, from a social level, from a socioeconomic level, from a political level, from an educational level, from a cultural level. It just really just shined a light on everything. It shined a light on accountability and the lack of accountability, responsibility and the lack of responsibility, and just these major games that are being played. And as an author, and I've wrote about this, I've spoke about this, and I had these discussions with a lot of different people. Add another little piece into there. I am a Morehouse man, an MBA, Six Sigma Lean Green Belt. I was in corporate America, and I stepped out to become a personal trainer and run a training business and be a general manager. So I'm around a lot of people and a lot of diverse people, and I'm well traveled. Morehouse has his 5 wells, and we won't get into that right now. So being on this earth almost 60 years in August, and from the time I was about 8 years old, my tape has been running as I've observed and watched and listened and learned and made my few mistakes here and there. I always hear this thing about what is a good man and high value man. And that's all well and good. It's dangerous though, because the idea of value placed on human beings and human relationships and human connection, when you put a figure on it, whether it's 50%, 60%, 100%, it gets dangerous because there's no real measure. It's either it is or it isn't. It's either you do right or you do wrong. Either you're doing the right thing or you're doing the wrong thing. There's no gray area. It's like being a little bit pregnant. Either you are or you're not. This thing with the definition and title of a man. I've written before, and in my day, in having the coaches, professors, uncles, dad, grandfathers, father-in-law, my uncle-in-laws, cousins, and the different men, teammates, schoolmates, managers, co-workers, the different men I've seen all in my life, good and bad, wealthy, some not wealthy, blue collar, white collar, and everything in between, hustlers, non-hustlers, athletes, non-athletes. When you give the title of a man, that's it. It don't have to be good man, high value man, low man, down low man, all these other verbs that you can put on it. There's no other verb. When you say man, just like you see that H and K over my head, when you say man, everything else falls under that is positive. It's hero, it's king, it's responsible, it's accountable, it's never quit, hands ain't in your pocket while folks are working, it's get things done. It's the individual that's called on when the times get tough. That's just man. So when I hear statements made by some soft dudes or emotional dudes and by some individuals, female individuals, of what a man isn't or is, and it's negative, you don't understand the definition of what a man is. And it's complicated. But the one thing that it isn't is negative. I'm older than this technology. I'm older than YouTube. I'm older than Instagram. I'm older than Facebook. When you give the title of a man, when you say someone is a man, it's done. It's a man, period. It's no more, no less. All the negative verbs you're coming up with, that doesn't stick to a man. What we're talking about is a boy. We're talking about someone that's had extended adolescence. We're talking about someone that's immature. I've seen immature individuals all the way up into their 80s. Some have taken their immaturity all the way to their grave. I've been a grown-ass man since I was 16. And if you can't take my word for it, reach out to folks who've known me. Reach out to my family. I've been grown and responsible all my life. So I don't relate to toxic masculinity, someone being a bad man, a negative man, or any of these other titles that I've heard. The definition of a man has been played with and pulled at and tugged. Stop playing these games. Because from a community standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, and just looking at the bigger picture, you keep playing with the topic and the definition of what a man is. What we're talking about is extinction. And it won't be extinction for me, my son, my daughter, and most of the OGs I know. Because most of us know how to hunt, fish, do what we have to do. For the most part, we know how to walk quietly and carry a big stick. We just observing. So I'm kind of sticking my head up just to give y'all a little word of advice. Be more accountable. Be more responsible. Quit playing these games. Because 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years from now, you'll be dust. But folks gonna either tell the truth or they're gonna tell that lie. And we're in a weird space where a lie is almost outrunning the truth. So I will say, we're playing these games. Tap into the 10 Commandments, tap into universal law. Quit wasting your time. You can be broke, be rich, go broke, get money. I've yet to see the individual who can control the second, minute, hour, day, month, year. Yet to see the person that can control time. And in any space and around any people that you're around, and that vibration and frequency is negative, yeah, you can lose money. You can get that back. But the time you lost in that space, you don't get that back. And one other thing too, look in the mirror. You may try to lie and put on your Academy Award performance out here in the streets, but if you lie in that mirror, it may be time to seek counseling, because that's when you're in trouble. So, just want to leave you with that. Great conversation with Miss A, and this stuff that's happening with relationships, which is just totally disappointing to me, because I see the bigger picture. I see the bigger picture of community, city, culture, diaspora. But Dr. John Henry Clarke talked about Carter G. Woodson, W.B. Du Bois, Maya Angelou, Zora Neale Thurston, Langston Hughes, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, my alumni brother, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Do better, 24/7. Glenn Andrews, Heroes and Kings, out.